creating, expressing through art forms is really good for the inner critic as well, especially if one grew up in an environment where a lot of the mental programming was negative. Understanding that that inner critic perhaps has the best intentions to protect or to keep one safe from embarrassment, right? That's where shame comes from. Then being able to understand, okay, if that inner critic is within me, within another person, then what art form can I use? And we have developed our cognitive abilities. We're really good at talking ourselves out of many, many things instead of allowing the space and the time to feel, right? Again, gradually within what's safe for one, but go into the experience to feel it, and if not, externalize it through the art form so that it lives in a different space outside of our system. Our nervous system can take a pause and rest and restore itself rather than going in to resolve or to work on this experience, but then oftentimes having a stronger negative impact afterwards. And so expressive arts is the sake of art making, to make meaning without necessarily a specific goal or to make this art good. It's a simple act of expressing to express, to figure out what's coming up for you at that moment, in that space, in that containment, and simply going in with the curiosity. What part of me needs to be heard, needs to be explored, needs to be seen or recognized? And so this takes us to building an internal language for those discovered parts of ourselves. As one begins to explore spontaneous creations, spontaneous art making, it also aids in familiarizing or creating a relationship with those parts of ourselves, or with those parts of oneself. To be able to say, ooh, I like that part. I didn't know that one existed. Or we begin to create relationship with those parts of ourselves. And over time, this helps to create emotional literacy within oneself. And that means being able to identify and label the feelings that we have, the emotions that are coming through. And so essentially taking us more to a path of awareness so that we know what emotions and what feelings are there. And it could be, it could be that some are intertwined, some are like layers that we have to go through, but being able to recognize your own emotional literacy is very empowering. That will allow oneself to stay more present in situations in our day-to-day world. So by being able to explore this emotional literacy or this art making around specifically shame, it really helps to process and to understand how it shows up for oneself. And not only that, it allows us to explore what we call a liminal space, or that space outside of ourselves that I was sharing previously. In doing so, because there is no directive goal or drive to make something good, we are simply exploring and discovering, then this emotion survives and thrives in secrecy, is dispersed because we're putting it out to the forefront. It's coming out from being internalized out into the space. It's being explored, and essentially being able to discover it and give it that tangible form we were talking about allows one to create the antidote to release that shame, externalize it, take it out of oneself, so that it's no longer held in the nervous system. And I'll leave you with this. Art has no end goal. It has a yes and capacity. Basically being able to explore shame in that space. There's no expectation to fix or solve or come up with an end goal at the end of the painting, or at the end of the performance, or at the end of the expression. It just simply is. And so it takes that yes and form, because at the end of it, there is possibility to have conflicting emotions live within that art form, and they're there. There's no need to fix them. There's no need to solve, but we're bringing light to what was once dark, to what was once hidden. And with the expressive arts, that is the capacity to bring the light to it and offer tangible language so that it builds one's awareness on how to stay more present, dealing with the daily challenges of being in this world.